Welcome to Leadership Energetics. Oh my god, this is going to be an amazing podcast. Here is the thing about leadership energetics. This life that we live is an energy game. And what I mean by energy game is it's a game of regulating your emotion, finding your center, your balance. It's a game of being able to stay in a place of feeling secure within the unknown. It's being able to manipulate your energy so that you can show up in confidence, so you can show up with certainty, so you can show up and be an exceptional leader. Leadership energetics is a formula I've created from my experience with leadership. I've gotten qualifications, I've got jobs and roles that I've been in leadership positions, I have hosted my own events, and I have coached and led other leaders into their transformations. And that's what I actually currently do. I will lead leaders to their next up level through coaching one-to-one. And so because this is something I've passionately been learning for years, since I was 14, I've been reading psychology books on and on and on and on, meditating for 5 years daily, every single day. That has got me to a depth of understanding when it comes to spirituality, where now I understand how spirituality and leadership actually are one of the same. And it has helped me see leadership in such a huge new perspective, because now I understand that leadership in essence is simply about your energetics, and that's why I call it leadership energetics. Energetics is the energy at which you present what you're communicating, which comes into the umbrella of tonality, intention, and emotion. So emotional content is your attitude to how you're expressing. Your attitude would be either I can't do this, or because I have too much time and I don't have, wait, let me think of an example. Hold on, I don't like that example that I'm thinking of. An attitude would be I feel like I have so much space, or I feel like I have so much space. It's the same word, but it's a different attitude. One of it, you're looking for the lens of, this is a bad thing. One of it, you're looking for the lens, this is a good thing. But essentially, that isn't to say that that is something you should always look at things as, it's a good thing, because that's spiritual bypassing. It's ignoring the fact that just because you think something doesn't take away the reality of what you actually feel and what something's actually happening. So what I've learned in my spiritual journey is the most important thing is to be down to earth and grounded to reality, as well as being able to expand and be a little delusional to create what hasn't been created, to create something from nothing to something, from unknown to known. You have to be delusional. You do. But you also have to be down to earth, because we are still human beings in a flesh suit that need to survive. So if we're too much in the clouds and not down to earth, rooted to the ground, to nature, to the earth, and to the reality that we're still a human being, we can get ourselves hurt or killed. So it's finding the balance that works for you and allowing yourself to always expand and grow and evolve so that you can create that which you desire in your experience. Wow. I am loving this episode so much already. And also, if you've been following my episodes, you are going to know that I've just moved from the last episode I posted. This is actually my new home, this flat that I'm in, and there's just this beautiful bed, this amazing sofa that I absolutely love. Oh my god, I'm going to be filming my videos on this, and it goes with my beautiful snow leopard coat. So, we love that. But yeah, so going back to the three things, so it's the emotional content, which would be your attitude and your energy, right? So then there's your intention and then tonality. So your intention would be, what is it that why are you saying what you're saying? What's your intention? What do you want to get out of it, right? That affects a lot, because human beings are naturally very intuitive. Even the ones that aren't are very intuitive, because our body communicates to us with signals and sensations and goosebumps and gut feelings all the time, every single moment in our environment, because its only job at the core through thousands of years has developed to keep us safe, to survive. So we have like codes, which is DNA, from our ancestry line that have been programmed and built over time and passed down to you into your being to keep you safe, so that you're not killed. So you're constantly having, every human is constantly having their body scanning their environment to keep them safe. So that's why as humans, and our brain's only job is to keep us safe too. But our heart is to help us thrive, to create our soul, right? So that's why I call it soul leadership, because this is advanced leadership. I'm not teaching you the basics of leadership, the foundations, the principles. I'm teaching you how to thrive in leadership. I'm teaching you how to take it to the next level. So this is for the women in leadership who are like, I'm ready to excel and like show up in such a powerful way in my leadership, where like I'm creating ripples, where I'm transforming like wildfire. Everywhere that I touch, I just have such a huge impact and influence, and that people love being led by me. That I feel confident to trigger people because I'm confident to activate and say what I want to say in the way that I want to say it, and to be so respected and to like myself so much that I don't care if people like me or not. Like, that's the level of leadership we're building here today. So, and show up again for the episodes, because there's always different angles that I'm taking this in to get you the result that I just mentioned. But essentially, when it comes to that intuition, it's all connected to your intention. So if you want to give people a good intentional intuition feeling, slow down, bring consciousness to an self-awareness to yourself, to your being in each moment when you're expressing, communicating, and become very aware that every single thing that you choose to do, every move you make, every single time is a message that you're communicating to people. And you have the choice as a leader to either intentionally choose to be intentional with the message that you communicate, or you can choose to let the message be automatic and people can just have the space to interpret it. And so that's the power of you learning this, because it means that you can slow down and stop going from automatic mode of expression and bring it into consciousness, where you're being intentional with how you show up in the world. So that's intention, energy and emotion, and intentionality, right? Okay, so the last one we're going to cover today is probably one of the most important ones, which is tonality, which comes into the experience that you give people, which is quite similar to the intention. But tonality would be the tone, and the tone that you communicate in is basically, if you're selling something, and this is really powerful stuff, and it took me a long time to learn this in sales, and I used to do fundraising where I'd sell to people on the streets, and literally was quite successful at it. It was a really good job to build confidence. That's why I do like leadership confidence coaching now, because it really taught me so much. But essentially, being able to understand that when you show up to every experience, you are going to have a tone. And like our parents say to us when we're young, but we never, I mean, I don't think children really understand what their parents mean. I mean, I surely didn't, and I know many people, don't. But it's like your parents be like, what's your tone with me? And you just think they're being mean and rude, but because you don't understand yet. You're a child, you don't know what that means. But you're going to know. And also a lot of adults, so if you're an adult and you don't know, don't worry. That's why I'm making these videos, because people don't know. So don't stress, don't worry, like literally, ever, because it doesn't have any benefit. Just use it as information. Whenever you worry, just be like, don't worry, use it as information. What is this trying to teach me and warn me about? And then use the information, stay centered, and move from that place. But that's going off topic, but it's a really good golden nugget. Tone. So when you're going in sales, something that I learned in sales, and this teaches you also what tone is. If your tone is, I want to make this sale because I want to make money, that's the tone that you're setting, kind of like in an instrument. So automatically, in subconsciously, you're going to pick certain words that will represent that tone. You're going to pick up certain pitches and rhythms in how you speak that's going to represent that tone, which, like I said, is connected to your intention. But if you want your tone to be something that serves you and works for you in leadership, you have to, instead of making it focused on what is in it for you, even though that doesn't mean ignore it and never care about what's in it for you. No, you still get to be who you are and embrace that you want what you want. And own that. Don't deny it, because people aren't stupid. People can tell that there's something in it for you too. Treat people as like actual intelligent people, because people are more intelligent than you realize. Never underestimate people. Biggest mistake in leadership. But when it comes to your tonality, if you look at it through the lens of like, I'm selling this because I genuinely, and I mean not thinking, like as a mantra in your brain, I genuinely care what they want to get in their life, so I'm going to sell this to them. I hope they believe me. I hope they buy that I actually genuinely care. No, I mean genuinely care. That's how you set a tone. I mean, genuinely think, how can I actually care? Like, this is gold, because this is the actual specific thing that got me when I started doing fundraising. I wasn't selling. My coach came to me and she taught me this, and once I applied this, I started selling to strangers on the street. Like, how insane is that? It was for a charity. I started making money for them and fundraising for them when I started applying this. But your tonality would be, when you're selling to someone who's like genuinely caring. And if you don't genuinely care, I don't want you to fake it. Don't fake it till you make it. Worst advice, maybe good advice if you're in the beginning journey of your confidence journey, but after a while, I mean, people are intuitive. People can feel what you feel. People can feel you, right? So some people might buy it and maybe you'll be a good actress, but ultimately I'm talking about like genuine connections. I'm talking about being a really freaking charismatic leader. I'm talking about taking it up a notch to the next level. So this isn't basic leadership. So the tonality. Your tonality would be genuinely caring. So I mean, like, if you have to journal, like, why do I actually care? Why should I care? Why is it an important thing for this person to actually have this experience? Or actually, if you can't find those reasons by yourself, I mean, maybe you don't have enough information. So go into the conversation with the question, why? Not even why, because that would mean that you're actually trying to make that happen. But the tone would be, actually, I genuinely want to see if this is important for this person. I actually care if this can serve them. So I'm going to go into the conversation and actually get to know them like a human to human, like a friend. Obviously, not treating them as a friend because I'm maybe their coach or their leader, but I'm going to go into that tonality of actually speaking to them and actually wanting to understand them and actually listening to their, maybe why they move their head. What does that mean? What a message are they communicating? What are they truly trying to say when they said that thing and when they said that thing in that way? And actually having that curiosity from that space to understand what they actually need and want. And then when you understand that information from building that connection, then not only do you have a connection with them, you build a relationship. Now your tone is correct, because maybe they tell you, I need, let's give an example, I need to buy this is a really random example, but it's what's coming to me, so I'm going to go with it. I need to buy this window cleaner. And then you're like, well, why do you need that? And they're like, well, I mean, it's just, I've tried all window cleaners and I'm just really frustrated because they're not working. I just want a window cleaner that works. I just don't have a lot of time and I just want to be able to do this, and I don't want to spend hours scrubbing the window, right? A really bizarre example, but I'm going to go with it. And so essentially you're hearing that what they need is something that works quick and something that's efficient, because they don't want to spend ages cleaning their window. So that's what they're actually saying. And so then you come in with, okay, I get you, I hear you, so our product generally will help you, and it's actually what you need. And your tone is, you're not actually trying to sell to them. You actually are trying to help them. And it's not even like because you want to sell to them. No, you actually are wanting to help them because you've built that connection. You're seeing the human in them. And that's the tone. And that's getting the tone right. That's a deep one. And it's really powerful. But once you master getting the tone right, I mean, the world is your oyster. So that's our video for today. That's a lot to process. Watch it again if you need to. And like it so I know that you're enjoying these videos. Comment feedback or video suggestions, or if you want to connect with me, DM me on Instagram. And when it comes to YouTube video comments, I'll answer my own time. And if I don't get to your comment for whatever reason, DM me on Instagram. More likely to answer over there. And subscribe so that you can keep in touch with my daily videos. And I'm excited to see the new videos coming up, because the more that I'm doing these videos, the better I'm getting, the deeper the topics are, the more specific, and also I'm growing with you. So the more I grow, the more you grow. So I'll see you soon.